In today's video, we will be looking at all of the ways in Outbreak that you can get free wonder weapons, free perks, free score streaks, and even free ammo mods. I know those last two aren't hugely important since you can basically get them pretty cheap, but it's still cool ways that you can get them. Now, these methods are known throughout the community, but I did multiple tests to find out the most effective ways of how to get these as soon of a round as possible to obviously be set up for either a boss fight or just for high rounds in the game mode. Thank you guys so much for 23,000 subscribers. It is mind-blowing that we reached this goal just being like on 20,000 2 weeks ago. It's just a milestone that I can't thank you all so much for. Every single one of you that are joining this community and just in general are in the zombies community, I appreciate every single one of you. And lastly, be sure to drop a like on the video. Can we aim for 300 likes on this one? It's a pretty big one, but I think you guys can do it. Without further ado, let's get right into the first method. So what I wanted this video to be firstly was to be a test on the gold chests in Outbreak. Basically, if you don't know, there are gold chests and different types of rarities of chests that can give you higher rarity of loot. And there's a smiley face on the corner of these chests that could mean, from what we know, that if you open them on a certain smiley face, you can get a higher rarity of loot. And for multiple games that I've done tests on, what I found out is when opening the gold chest that you can get from completing the gold chest quest or the dragon quest is that you're most likely going to get a free perk and an ammo mod from it. There was a game that I opened one of these chests multiple times, and the amount of times that I got a free perk from it and also an ammo mod on top of that was just ridiculous. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any wonder weapons in the specific game that I played, but it is possible. I have in the past received a ray gun, and also one time that I opened a random chest, just didn't even look at what smiley face it was on, I got a DIE, so that was a pretty cool way of getting these free items, and it was pretty early on in the rounds. So what I recommend for you to do with these gold chests is definitely wait for that gold smiley face just in case and open it on that. It's not that very difficult to time it since there's a pretty long amount of time that you have to open the chest, and there's a very high possibility that you will get a lot of salvage and just a free perk, or even, as I said, a wonder weapon from it. Now, another way you can get wonder weapons very easily is actually from the bosses in the game. Now, this can differentiate from the high round that you're on, so if you want to get it from a Megaton or a Panzer, unfortunately past like round 5 I found out you can actually get them easily from those bosses, but one boss that has a very high chance of dropping you a wonder weapon is the Orda boss. Now, if you want to know how to defeat the Orda really fast, actually using a shotgun like the Gallo, the Howler, or the Street Sweeper mixed with the Ring of Fire, you'll be able to take out Orda very fast if you're super close up to him. Now, he can drop multiple wonder weapons at the same time. He can drop one wonder weapon or even sometimes nothing, but you're almost always guaranteed a high rarity of loot and also a max ammo. I don't know, I just felt like mentioning the max ammo. If you didn't know already that, I feel like most of you knew this already. Another way of getting wonder weapons is also from completing the challenges that are in the game, basically the trials. Now, from what I found out and from what tests I did in the past, which was a bunch to try to get the DIE from it, the most common thing to get on legendary rarity is the DIE itself. I haven't really gotten a ray gun or a ray key from it. I know it's possible, but I think they're more rare than a DIE. So if you, for example, want to get a DIE and upgrade it, completing the trials is a pretty good way, even though it is slightly tedious. And one of the last great methods of getting a wonder weapon, but it's super difficult, and this wonder weapon is specifically a ray gun, is by defeating Ronald Reagan. Now, I did say defeating. Basically, it's a zombie that wanders around a map from any round. This can be on round 1 on Outbreak, round 2, round 3, so on and so forth. He wanders around the map, looks exactly like a normal zombie, but has a specific name that is called Ronald Reagan, and also kind of looks more like a non-normal civilian. He has a mohawk, I'm pretty sure a leather jacket, and I've never stumbled upon him myself yet, telling you how rare it is, and I've played a lot of Outbreak, but I've been in 2 different games where my friends have gotten it, or even 3 I'm pretty sure, which is ridiculous because I haven't seen him myself, so unfortunately I don't have any gameplay of Ronald Reagan, but it's still a pretty cool way of getting a wonder weapon if you didn't 100% know about that. Now, I know that there's multiple ways of getting these weapons. You can get it from the box, you can just get it from the crystals, but these are methods that in my opinion are effective from pretty early enough rounds. Now, for different ways of getting perks, you could actually go fishing And here you can get wonder weapons, but I think you're more than likely to be able to get a perk or an ammo mod from this. I found out that fishing on higher rounds obviously will give you a higher rarity of loot, but fishing is a very tricky thing to do, not because it's difficult, just because the amount of zombies that can suddenly swarm you and prohibit you from finishing fishing. A cool way of actually stopping you from losing a fishing goal is just pressing X or whatever the jump button is. I found out can actually just cancel that fishing and let you kill those zombies and then go back and still have that goal. And so that's a pretty cool way of getting free perks and wonder weapons as well on top of the ammo mods. Now obviously you can complete the side objective like getting the free perk from the boss or other things like that, but again, as I said, I wanted these methods to just be as fair and as easy as possible, even though you still need to complete the dragon step and things like that. But I don't know, I just felt like maybe letting some of you guys know, since I know that Outbreak is a very difficult mode, and having those wonder weapons specifically for Outbreak Easter egg part 2 or even dealing with zombies in Outbreak Easter egg part 1 or for high rounding, I felt like letting some of you guys know from the tests that I've done recently. So I hope this video did in some kind of way inform you on some of these methods, help you out, and if you already knew about these, I do apologize, these are known throughout the community. But thank you all guys so much for subscribing, again, just mind blowing, and also dropping a like of the video if you ever did. And without further ado guys, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.